Welcome back, guys. Before the break, you can hear me, please put your hands up. You can hear me. Thank you. Put them down. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Put your hands down. Okay. So we have 13 participants, including me. Welcome, Abdurrahman, Dahrug, Danielle, Jana, Luigi, Maya, Minna, Mirna, Abul Farh, Basant, Matar, and Peter. And finally, we have Yauta. Okay, welcome all. So, we talked before the break about expressed and unexpressed subjects of gerunds. Clearly, when the subject of the gerund is expressed, we know who performed the action of the gerund. When I say Peter's, for example, Peter's coming late was unacceptable. So the subject of the gerund is Peter. It's mentioned, it's expressed. The real question here is, how do we interpret the subject of the gerund when it is unexpressed? How do I interpret it? How do I explain it? Sometimes there is no way to tell the subject of a gerund except from context or some previous knowledge. Many times, however, our interpretation of unexpressed subjects is guided by a set of default interpretations, as we will see later. There is no guarantee that these interpretations are correct all the time. Nevertheless, these are the interpretations that listeners and readers will place on the unexpressed subjects in the absence of any other information. The examples will explain this, guys. Don't worry. There are two sets of default interpretations. The first set is when the gerund is used as a subject, okay, of the sentence, and the second one when it's used or when they are used as objects of the sentence, okay, or the objects of a preposition. When gerunds are used as subjects, there are two likely default interpretations of their unexpressed subjects. But we talk about when the gerunds, are used as subjects. There are two ways to interpretations to understand the unexpressed subjects. One is that we look for a plausible noun following the main verb that we can use as the unexpressed subject of the gerund. Here are some examples. Missing that phone call caused Susan. Caused whom? Caused Susan a lot of problems later. So Susan is the default unexpressed subject of missing. In other words, we can say Susan's missing that phone call caused her a lot of problems later. We can put it this way. Susan's apostrophe S. Susan's missing that phone call caused her a lot of problems later. So Susan again is the default unexpressed subject of the word missing. Another example, smiling at the customers doesn't cost you anything. Smiling at the customers doesn't cost you anything. So the word you is the default unexpressed subject of smiling. If we want to make it expressed, we can put the possessive adjective of the word you at the beginning to become you're smiling at the customers doesn't cost you anything, right? You're smiling at the customers doesn't cost you anything. So the next example is a bit more complicated because it can be understood in two ways. Getting to cavities, a cavity is a hole in your teeth, one or more of your teeth. Getting to cavities caused the dentist to give me a real scolding. The dentist scolded me, okay, when he or she saw two cavities in my teeth. There are two noun phrases that follow the main verb. We have dentist and the pronoun me. The first noun phrase does not, the dentist. The first noun phrase, the dentist, does not make sense as the unexpressed subject of getting. Because if the dentist, sorry, has two cavities, himself or herself, why does he or she need to give me a real scolding? The dentist did not scold me because the dentist got two cavities. This is what we understand. The dentist scolded me because the speaker, because me, or because I got two cavities. But if there is no noun phrase following the main verb that could possibly function as the subject of the gerund, a likely default interpretation is that the gerund is being used to make a generalization, something generalized for all people. Okay, for example, missing too many meetings makes a bad impression. On whom? This is a generalization that applies to all of us. So we don't have a specific subject here. In this case, there is generalization. Why? Because we don't have a specific subject that follows the verb. This is called generalization because, again, it applies to all of us. Missing too many meetings. If anybody, whoever, misses too many meetings, he or she will be or will get a bad impression or will be scolded, as the previous example said. We would all interpret this gerund as a generalization about what happens to people who miss too many meetings. Here are some more examples of subjectless gerunds used to make generalizations. Playing a musical instrument takes a big commitment. From whom? We don't know. So this is generalization. If anybody, anytime, plays a musical instrument, this takes him or her a big commitment, or takes a big commitment from him or her. Instinctively knowing what to do in a crisis is the mark of a natural leader. Any natural leader. Okay, anyone can be a natural leader if he or she instinctively knows what to do in a crisis. Exercise 13.5. Underline the gerunds. Use the subjects in the following sentences. Determine whether the gerund is used to make a generalization or whether some noun phrase after the verb can serve as the unexpected or unexpressed, subject of the gerund. If it is a generalization, write generalization. If the latter case is true, if we have an unexpressed subject, identify which noun phrase it is as the subject. The first question is done as an example. Breaking a small bone in his foot caused the team's star player to miss 3 games. So we'll make it this way. The team's star player is the unexpressed subject of the gerund because we have a noun phrase here, the team's star player. This is the unexpressed subject. Okay? Take a couple of minutes to do exercises from, exercise 13.5 from 1 to 6, and then we'll move to finish from 7 to 10. So let's go back to number 1. If you don't understand the question, you have the question here again. You have the example. If there is an unexpressed subject, say what it is. And if we don't have a subject after the gerund, say this is generalization. Are you ready? If anybody is ready, please put your hand up. Mirna, Luigi, then Minna. Okay, I have 4 names. Ayib, Minna raised her hand first. Mirna, sorry. Okay, Mirna, go ahead.
Number 1, generalization.
This is generalization because we don't have a noun phrase after the gerund. Getting it right the first time is the main goal of whom. However, we don't have a specific noun here. Thank you, Mirna. So this is generalization. Number 2, who is ready? I have Luigi. Okay, Luigi, go ahead.
Sam is the unexpressed subject.
Perfect. Sam's, the unexpressed subject. Yes, because we have Sam here. Where is it? Sam after the gerund. Number 3, I'll check. We have Yauta. Okay, Yauta, go ahead.
The weather is the unexpected subject.
Complaining about the weather all the time. Who complains here?
Oh, okay. A generalization.
So this is
Generalization.
thank you, because it applies to whoever, right? Complaining about the weather all the time is pointless. Whoever complains about the time, about the weather, sorry, all the time, this is pointless. Okay, so it's generalization. Thank you, Yaoud. Number 4, let's see. I have, Yaouta, put your hand down. Who's ready to do number 4, guys? Danielle, okay, Danielle.
It's unexpressed.
Where is the unexpressed subject?
It's either Bob or him, right?
I can't hear you. I need the word which acts as
Bob or him.
Talking to Bob about his children's bed. Who's talking to Bob? Is Bob the person who talks, or he's talked to?
Talking to Bob. It's generalization.
I need the person who talks. I need
us.
Us. Yes, us here. Yani if we want to put it at the beginning, it will be our talking to Bob, right? As we mentioned in the previous part before the break. It's us. Okay, our talking to Bob about his children's bad behavior only makes him angry at us, right?
Yes.
Right? So it's us. Or we can make it our if we want to make it possessive. Thank you, Pete. Number 5. Thank you, Danielle. Sorry. Number 5. Put your hand down, Danielle. Number 5. Who is ready, guys? Number 5. Nobody's ready? Okay, I have Peter. Okay, Peter. Is there a subject or is generalization?
Having to commute hours each way is really hard on a family. A family?
Having too many or to commute hours each way is really hard on a family. This is this applies to whoever, Peter. This applies to anybody, right?
Yes.
It's a general case, so it's generalization. Having, whoever has to commute hours, you know, travel to work, okay, and back. Hours each way is really hard on a family because your family doesn't commute, right?
Yes.
If you, as Peter, let's say the money earner of the family, okay? And you commute to work. This is hard in your family. Your family doesn't commute. It's you who commutes. Do you understand me?
Yes.
So any family which has a person who commutes to work and back is hard, right? Or suffers a lot. So this is generalization because a family doesn't commute. Number 6, thank you, Pete. I have Menna, I think. Menna, go ahead.
Hair is the unexpressed subject.
Perfect. Trying to please everybody, got her into a lot of trouble. If we put it at the beginning of the sentence, it will be her trying to please everybody, got her into a lot of trouble. Thank you. So the unexpressed subject here is her. Number 8. Number 8, am I right? Number 8. I need to go to 8.
7.
Where is 8? 7, right?
Yes.
7. Sorry. Hania, are you there? Hania Shahrayar.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I was.
Raise your hand. Are you having lunch or?
Okay.
Okay, number 7.
No, sorry. Okay. Going back to school for a master's degree. Wait. Not is one of George's options. It's the subject is George.
Good. The unexpressed subject of the gerund is George.
Huh?
If we want to put it at the beginning, it will be George.
Yes.
George going back to school for a master's degree is one of his options, right? Thank you very much. Number 8.
Welcome.
Okay, let's see another person. Let's go to Omar. I'm not sure if you can hear me, Omar. Omar is Zaini. Omar.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you following up? If you're not following up, no problem. Can you do number 8? Yes or no?
Training.
Training.
One's replacement is something that all good administrators should do.
Is there an unexpressed subject or it is generalization if you were following up?
Generalization.
Generalization, thank you. Do you understand it, Omar, or somebody told you? Be honest.
Well, there's no
Okay, so training one's replacement. Training one's replacement is something that all good administrators should do. This is something that applies to all of us. Okay, so this is generalization. We don't have a specific noun phrase after the gerund. Number 9, improving her GPA was Julie's main reason for going to summer school. Improving her GPA was Julie's main reason for going to summer school. Put your hand up if you want to answer, please. I need new faces. Maya Tanahi, are you there, Maya? Maya,
Yes, mister.
can you do 9?
Yes. Yes. Improving her GPA was Julie's main reason for going to summer school.
So where is the subject, the unexpressed subject? Who improves his or her GPA?
Julie.
So Julie's is the subject. If we put the word Julie's at the beginning, the possessive noun Julie's.
Mister, I didn't hear you.
Huh?
I didn't hear what you said.
Okay, because the internet is unstable. Sorry. If we put Julie's at the beginning, it would be like this. Julie's improving her GPA was her main reason for going to summer school, right? It's Julie's. Thank you.
Yes.
Number 10. Number 10. Who is ready, guys? I'll go to Shahd Ibrahim. Are you there? Shahd Ibrahim, are you there? No? Okay. Nada, Are you there, Nada?
Yes.
Okay, can you do 10? Were you following up, Nada? If you weren't, no problem.
General.
Generalization, thank you. Publishing papers is a major part of being a university professor these days. We're not talking about a specific person here. This is generalization. We don't have a specific person here to be the subject of this verb. Let's move on to the last part of this chapter, or this lesson. When gerunds are used as objects, we talked about gerunds as subjects in the previous part of verbs or objects of prepositions. So we're now talking about gerunds as objects, either objects of verbs or objects of prepositions, particularly when there is no other noun phrase between the main verb and the gerund. The most common default interpretation of unexpressed subjects is that the subject of the sentence is also the unexpressed subject of the gerund. For example, Jack tried starting the car again. Jack tried starting. So we have a verb before the gerund. Jack is the person started the car. Jack is the person starting the car, right? The car barely avoided sliding, another example, into the ditch. You know, a ditch is a deep canal on the side of the road. The car barely avoided sliding into the ditch. But the car is what almost slid into the ditch, right? Because why we have a word that separates the subject from the verb here, or we have barely and avoided. We have another verb that separates the gerund from the subject. But we understand that it's the car which almost slid into the ditch. My parents, can I see well? My parents talked about going to Hawaii for the anniversary or for their anniversary. Okay, my parents are going to Hawaii. My parents, which is the word or the words which are separated from the gerund by the words talking about, are the subject of this verb. My parents are going to Hawaii. We looked into refinancing the mortgage on our house. We are the ones considering refinancing the mortgage. Although, again, the word we is separated from the gerund by looked into. But we understand that we are the ones considering refinancing the mortgage. Let's go to exercise 13.6. Each of the following sentences contains a sentence in parentheses that functions as the object of a verb or preposition. Reduce this sentence to a gerund phrase if the subject of the gerund is identical to the subject of the main verb. Delete the subject, creating an unexpressed subject if the subject of the gerund is different from the subject of the main verb. Retain the subject in the appropriate possessive form. From the examples, we'll understand, guys, don't worry. The first two questions are done as examples. The workers debated about, the workers go on strike. We'll make it like this. The workers debated about going on strike. Another example, I can't accept his argument for the company closes the plant. You know, plant here means the factory. I can't accept his argument for the company's closing the plant. Okay. Number one, we'll do up to number 10. I wanted to give it to assign it as homework, but you have a quiz tomorrow. No problem. Who's ready to do number 1? I deeply regretted. The tense verb here is went. Make it a gerund and complete the sentence. Myrna is ready. Okay, Myrna.
I deeply regretted going back on my promise to them.
Thank you very much. A piece of cake. I deeply regretted going back on my promise to them. Okay. Don't go back on your promises again. Myrna. Thank you, Myrna. We have Luigi. Number 2, Luigi.
The ad promoted families choosing a healthier diet.
Thank you very much. The ad promoted families choosing a moving or a healthier diet. Number 3. Tahruk, are you there? Ahmed?
Mister, can I answer?
Ahmed, are you there? Wait, Hani. Type. Ahmed is not there. Type Hani. Okay, go ahead.
Her family was pleased with Mary's getting her degree.
Thank you. Her family was pleased with Mary's getting her degree. Thank you very much. Number 4. Jana Sobh, are you there? Peter,
Yes, mister.
can you do number 4?
Yes, I concentrated on keeping just the right tension on the kite string.
Thank you. That's it. I concentrated on keeping. Because I is repeated, so I concentrated on keeping just the right tension on the kite string. Number 5. Let's choose another person. I'll go to Abul Farh. Are you there? Muhammad?
Yes, miss.
Okay, can you do number 5?
We are proving that he ordered pizza for the kids.
Okay. So what's the answer? Muhammad, go to the verb, the tense verb between brackets, and make it gerund. Okay?
We approved him ordering pizza for the kids.
We approved of his. We make it possessive, right? The possessive adjective of he is his. But we approved of his ordering pizza for the kids. Thank you, Muhammad. We approved of his ordering pizza for the kids. Number 6. Number 6, is anybody ready? Basant, are you there? Basant?
I asked my advisor about going to business school next year.
Thank you. Danielle, do 7.
We certainly appreciated getting such a good service.
Such good service. Thank you. We still have 8, 9, and 10. Abdurrahman, can you do number 8? Abdurrahman?
Yes. أيوة.
Can you do 8? Are you following up? If you're not following up,
The kids.
Okay, the idea is easy, Abdurrahman. Look, we have 2 parentheses here, and we have a tense verb. We can make it a gerund and change the pronoun into possessive pronoun. The possessive pronoun of we is our, right?
Our
the kids sensed.
The kids sensed our
what? Make
beginning.
This, yes, and complete the sentence. If the kids
sensed our beginning.
To get worried about the store. Okay, thank you. Number 9. Number 9. I'll go to Luigi. Are you still there, Luigi? Luigi, are you still there? No problem. Jana Sab. Jana, are you there?
Yes,
Okay, Luigi,
Master.
go ahead. Can you do number 9? Do you understand the task, Luigi?
Yes, I answered the first time.
Okay, thank you. Can you do 9?
Wait, everyone predicted our team winning the championship.
Okay, our teams, we need to add apostrophe S, right? We need to
Oh,
make
team.
Thank you. Everyone predicted our teams winning the championship. Okay, finally, number 10. Put your hand up, please, if you want to do number 10. This is the last thing in our lesson today. Put your hand up if you want to do number 10. Please raise your hand. Anybody? Nobody wants to answer? Okay, Mirna, go ahead, Mirna. You are a lifesaver. Okay, thank you, Daniel. But Mirna will do it. Thank you both. Mirna?
The canoe race totally depended on the rivers having enough water.
Yeah, the canoe race totally depended on the rivers having. The rivers, apostrophe is, having the gerund of have. Thank you, Mirna. Thank you all. I'll end the session here. See you tomorrow, inshallah. I'll give you the details of the quiz later, inshallah, and I'll give the key answer for the 3 lessons, Mirna, later, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
كمان السيستم عطلنا بقى.